I need all the wins. Yeah.
Welcome to our first series of Get to Know Your Algarve Sevens. With me today, I have one of the most special guests we'll have this year at the tournament, the Blue Bulls president, Willem Strauss. Willem, thank you for coming. The Blue Bulls, I won't say franchise, but the trademark is something everyone recognizes all over the world. If it's because of Super Rugby or Curry Cup or now the United Rugby Championship, the amount of Springboks that you developed over the years and how strong you are as a trademark, and you'll be here in Vila, Santo António to challenge everyone else and maybe go for the title. So why are you coming to Algarve? Why did you accept this invite to come to Portugal?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. And as you correctly mentioned, the Vodacom Bulls, very strong rugby brand. We cover the city of Pretoria and then also the Limpopo province. Got more than 3 million supporters, 80 years old. Union with a long, rich history, huge stadium. Rugby is really a religion in our region. It's our number one sport code. All the schools play it, all the clubs, lots of universities, everybody plays rugby. So it's part of our culture and part of our DNA. Yes, coming to Portugal was an easy decision. You know, after speaking to Jose and getting the invite, it's a great opportunity, I think, for the Vodacom Bulls to take our brand into Portugal. Quite interesting. There's a couple of our coaches involved there. I think Nicola Roux and Phil Pretorius. Also a number of our club and amateur players playing currently in Portugal. So it's definitely a growing rugby market. And for us, like I say, it's the opportunity to give some of our semi-professional guys the opportunity to play at a higher level in terms of sevens, and then to take our brand into the Portuguese rugby market and actually the European rugby market, as there will be a lot of teams from all over Europe. So looking forward to the tournament very much. It will be nice and warm, I guess, by that time in Portugal. The tournament has got a very good name and a very good reputation. So we are extremely keen on visiting.
Yeah, the Vodacom Blues, you have been all over the place. It is the 7th, the 15th. But coming to Algarve, I think it's the first time you're coming to Portugal to play a tournament. What are you expecting in Algarve Sevens? I know you must have seen past editions on the website. So what did attract your brand to say, okay, we have to go there and to showcase our brand?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously the nature of the tournament, and by that I mean the strong teams that will be participating, strong international teams. So it will be great to measure our boys against those type of teams. There's also a strong local South African community in Portugal who are really very excited about the Bulls coming over to play there. I've already been contacted by a number of them where to get tickets and where is this tournament, etc., etc. So I think you'll have a few South Africans at the stadium as well. And, you know, I visited Portugal for the first time in my life in December, and I must really say I very much enjoyed it. I love the country. I love the lifestyle. Everybody at least could understand me when I tried to speak English. Lots of South Africans there. And rugby is on the rise. So, you know, if we can contribute a little bit to the development of rugby in a
Okay, it's a slide.
and TV powerhouse.
Yeah, a question that I make to some South African friends all over every year. What's the difference between the Bulls and the other brands in South Africa? What means to be a Vodacom Bulls?
Well, I would say we're the best, but I'm very subjective. Yeah, well, I guess, you know, we were established in 1958, so how old are we now? 84 years. We definitely have the best track record in South African rugby in terms of the ratio, winning the Curry Cup, winning junior titles, winning Super Rugby when we were still playing in Super Rugby.
Maybe
But I
United
guess the
Rugby
two-
Championship this year, right?
Yeah, I think year one is going to be tough, but we're getting better, all the South African teams. We obviously do have our challenges, especially in terms of the exchange rate and our weak currency. It means that there's at this moment more than 500 elite players from South Africa playing abroad, playing their trade there, earning money in pounds. So we can't compete with that, unfortunately. Otherwise, I don't think any team in the world would be the South African provinces, but it is what it is. But yeah, so we've been very successful over a very long period. And as you mentioned earlier, develop a huge number of Springboks. But I guess, our challenge is now to continue that legacy, to grow the brand, to grow the team, to grow the support base, to stay in touch with what is happening in South Africa. South Africa is an evolving country.
So let me ask you this. What attracted you in the Algarve Sevens from Sport Ventures? It is just another tournament, or there's something special about it when you first got the call and to come here?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, having been in Portugal in December, I really sort of fell in love with the country. And, the quality of the competition, the fact that so many national and strong teams will be playing in the tournament. And as I said earlier as well, it's also definitely an opportunity for us to grow our brand in that specific market. And then with the big South African community that seems to be coming out to come and support us, it's really everything that if you put it together, it's a very, very attractive option.
So you're seeing Portugal as a potential new market for the South African rugby. As you said before, you have already here a Bulls. I would say legend, but an old timer, Nico Leroux. So you're seeing the very big potential to help Portuguese rugby go another step in the rugby world, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think if I'm correct, you need to check me, but I think if I heard correct, the fourth largest Portuguese community in the world outside of Portugal actually lives in South Africa. So there's always this strong connection between South Africa and Portugal on different levels, cultural, etc. Also, people that had family in Angola or Mozambique, which is close to South Africa. So there's definitely a strong connection between South Africa and Portugal that comes over many, many years. I think the Portuguese were actually Vasco da Gama or Bartolomeu Dias were the first people from Europe to reach the south point of Africa. So a long history of association between South Africa and Portugal. And if we, from a rugby perspective, can contribute to the growth of the game in Portugal, that will be brilliant.
A question for you as you are the president of the Bulls, but you are more of it. You are a fan. So how do you describe what is to be Vodacom Bulls? What is your type of player? What is the type of mindset that you are looking always in your players?
For this specific sevens team or in general?
For the general and for the sevens team.
Yeah, obviously, to make it into our professional ranks, there's a hell of a lot of competition. To make it to the top teams, we're always looking, I guess, like any professional franchise all over the world, for high-skilled players with a good work ethic. There's a specific culture that we drive here. Our culture is created by leadership, work ethic, shared values, respect for one another, respect for the opponents, respect for referees. So, we are very minded in terms of when we contract players, offer them bursaries, junior contracts, etc., that we see a clear pathway for them making it to the senior level. Obviously, not everybody will make it. The Vodacom Bulls, like all South African teams, we always seems to be bigger than anyone else we play against. I think that's the fact that we originate from the Dutch, so we're very tall, and then we have this lot of meat that we've been eating for 400 years. So we are big. So we obviously our game. If you look at the Springboks and all our teams, are very much set around set phases, dominating physically. We love the physical aspect of the game, very much like the Polynesians. When you see South African teams and Polynesian teams, it's like a war. The collisions and the stuff. Obviously, for the sevens, a little bit of other dynamics is needed. The skill set a little bit maybe higher, more guys that can step, a lot of pace. But generally, I would say pretty much the same as most South African teams in terms of dominating up front, playing a very physical game, but also being able to mix it up with a skillful game.
Well, as you told us that it's going to be a very young side, some people say, okay, young, so the players won't be that challenging or that competitive. It's a lie, right? Because your youngsters are massive at playing rugby since like 17 years old. Or I'm wrong here.
Yeah, no, our youngsters start playing rugby at the age of 4 or 5. So they grew up with the game. It's part of their DNA, part of the history. No, we'll have a competitive team, I promise you. Sorry.
Yeah, bless you. Okay, so very competitive team, young side from here, the Bulls from Pretoria. You talked about the challenges in the field, but outside of it, do you want your players to experience the culture in Portugal? Because you're arriving sooner than the other teams, going to Lisbon first to evolve, to be with some clubs and it. So, what do you expect your players to get along with outside of the field?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's part of the thrill and the joy of touring. So, no, absolutely, I would love the guys to be involved in the off the field activities as well. As you correctly mentioned, we're going to spend the first day in Lisbon, hosting coaching clinics, etc. It's definitely always part of any team of ours that travels abroad to embrace the local culture and embrace the local rugby community and also to add value off the field. So this team will be no different to that.
Well, so we are already wrapping up. What you want to give a message to the fans who going to watch this small interview, and for the opposition who also want to know who are the Blue Bulls, who is the Willem Strauss. So give a final words to everyone and a promise that you can make for the fans at Algarve 7th and 11th and 12th of June 2022.
Yeah, no, definitely. I want to invite everybody in, especially the South African community there. I want them all to come over to Algarve and attend the tournament. We'll be out to entertain, as I'm sure all the other teams will be. It will be a very, very entertaining tournament with high-skilled athletes playing one another. And obviously, whenever you pull on the Vodacom Bulls jersey in whatever capacity, it's like a Springbok jersey. You're playing for a lot more than yourself. You're representing a rich history and a rich legacy, which you need to add to. So we give it our all, but I really want to ask the fans to come and join us at the tournament.
Okay, so you were with Willem Strauss. The Vodacom Bulls will be in Algarve to play in Algarve 7th. Firstly, they're going to Lisbon to be with Sports Ventures to tour around the city to get to know the rugby culture and the sports culture that thrives on Portugal. You can see more interviews on our website until the tournament. I hope the South African community can go to Algarve and go see the Bulls, because it's not normal to have a big trademark and such a big brand here in Portugal. And it's such a powerful one because the Bulls have inspired a lot of players to achieve not only greatness inside of the field, but outside of it too. So Willem, thank you again for coming. And I hope to see you in Vila, Santo António, and 1 month and 10 days from now. So thank you for coming.
Great
and
stuff. Look forward to it.
Yeah, we'll see you in the sun in Algarve 7th. See you next time.
Great
Thank
stuff.
You.
Thanks, Coach. Bye.
I need all the wins.